start your engine.
And after a nearly 2-hour delay, it looks like the Pontiac Excitement 400 will run under the lights here in Richmond, the first night race of the season.
Well, race fans, the engines have been fired, and jet dryer still over in turn 2. Shortly, they will be exiting the track, and the cars will be out. We're going to make an attempt to also dry some of pit road, and then hopefully, if the rain stays away from us, we will be ready to go racing in the Pontiac Excitement 400.
Well, thanks for clearing that up for us, as we're anxious. We call this the Pontiac Anticipation 400. We've been waiting for this. We're with Coach Gibbs, Jeff Hammond of the Hollywood Hotel, and I know you're going to have some work to do in just a moment, but let's talk about your teams this year. Bobby Labonte, his first short track win at Martinsville. Tony Stewart after the rough Daytona, 10th in points, despite some of the problems tonight. But overall, how would you size it up?
Well, it's kind of funny. I told the team last week in a team meeting, if you take out something happened to the car, us having a wreck, the worst we finish is 12th. You know, every other finish has been a top 5, so we kind of see where the problem is us. We got to get everything straightened out. But I do think I'm excited about every time we go to the racetrack. It's fun going. You know, you have a chance to win. Home Depot feels the same way about Tony. Interstate Batteries about Bobby. I mean, we go just excited every week, and we know if we give our drivers the right stuff, we got a chance to win. So I'm excited every week. I think we're going to make a run at it. I'm an optimist on this deal.
Well, you've always been very successful about how you approached a lot of things at the championships you've won, not only in football but in racing also. And I think we need to note right now that we're getting ready to start this race, and the guys will go out. NASCAR is obviously going to give these guys probably 5 or 6 laps to kind of help drive the racetrack, get everything nice and warm, work the tires up. And I think that'll kind of work in y'all's advantage, give your engine a chance. I know you run them on dyno, but at the same time, it'd be nice to get everything good and warm and give these guys a chance to get ready to go.
And we're going to be a little nervous tonight. You know, we had the motor problem with great qualifying for us. I said, man, it's finally up front. That's where we want to be, short track. then I was in New York and got a call and said, guess what? We're going to be in the back. And so I said, oh, that's perfect. That's just where we want to be. But anyway, hopefully we have a good night, and hopefully have a good race for the fans out there.
And I know you've talked about this before, but there are football fans, racing fans. Joe, just relate the two and how your passion is having had success in both.
I say to everybody, no one would believe how close the two sports are. It's a people business. It's a matter of getting the right people together. It's team chemistry. You can't buy it. You got quarterbacks, drivers, same thing. You got crew chiefs and coaches, same thing. And you got owners. It is so close. The difference over here, we have a technical thing in the car, and we have sponsors. That's the only other difference, and I think the sponsors are great, and it's fun. But the two sports are exactly the same, and anybody that would be good in football would be good in racing, and I think vice versa.
Yep, and you have proven that.
I want to ask you one question. When you get in the pits right now and there's a bad call made, do you get just as excited as you used to during football games?
No, technically, I sympathize with the crew chiefs. I'm probably the best because I've made a bunch of bad ones, and so I sympathize.
Well, good luck tonight and the rest of the season,
Thank
Coach.
you, guys.
All right, Joe Gibbs with us at the Hollywood Hotel. Let's get ready to go racing. Go upstairs.
Thanks, Chris. Wow, Jeremy Mayfield finding it a little slickery out there.
It happens all the time. I see a car time and time again here. Somebody will spin out coming off a pit lane up on the racetrack. There's a little bit of a transition there, and when you come off that wet pit lane and hit the racetrack, the tires are wet, you spin out.
But Darrell, the pit lane itself right now is the area of concern. The crews have kept their pit stalls dry. That's the area to the right of that long white line. But look at the pit lane and how shiny and wet it still is, because that's where all the cars were parked and lined up as we waited for the start command. Now NASCAR will get a chance to dry pit road.
And they'll make a gallant effort to try to make it as dry as they can. They will not work to get it as dry as the racetrack. It'll just be one of those things that the teams, the drivers, will have to be aware that it's not completely dry as they go to make pit stops in the first part of the race.
And these tires have absolutely no tolerance for moisture on the track.
Oh, no. That's exactly what happened to Jeremy when he went down there. The tires are wet, not the track. And the wet tires, just no grip. And that sealer, I'm telling you, with the rain and everything that we've had, that sealer is going to be, it's not going to have any grip in here for a few laps. These guys are going to have to be careful, man.
But I think you're right earlier, Darrell. The one advantage to the sealer is because the surface is sealed, it dries faster. And trying to dry a track when it's only 50 degrees out, that's not easy.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how quickly this thing dried up. But again, it's because it's got a coat. It's got a coat on. It's got a coat of sealer on.
And you know, Mike and Darrell, we always get asked, why do they not have rain tires? Well, Goodyear has developed a rain tire for Winston Cup cars for the road courses where you turn right and left, but I don't think they've ever got comfortable, like a lot of other series, having a rain tire where you're turning left all the time and that right front tire has so much load, because the wear rate on a rain tire is much higher than on a slick tire because you don't have as much rubber on the ground.
Right, they're treaded, and when you make them soft enough to be able to adhere to the racetrack, they're not going to last but about 15 laps on one of these 3,400-pound cars. 3,400 pounds, 800 horsepower, rain tires, none of that goes together.
No. Well, about 2 hours ago, we had hoped to bring you the Castrol starting grid, so thanks for staying with us. Let's take you down through the way they'll line up tonight. With Ward Burton's Dodge sharing the front row with Dale Earnhardt Jr., who makes his first front row start of the season. Tony Stewart goes to the back. Jeff Gordon's also won here twice. Steve Park fourth in both his last 2 Richmond starts, and Kyle Petty got his first win here. Matt Kenseth, Bobby Labonte goes to the back as well. Engine change. Ricky Craven with Rusty Wallace, a 6-time winner here. One of the favorites among our Fox announcers, Ricky Rudd, there with rookie Ryan Newman, Jerry Nadeau, and Jeff Green. Take you further back in the field. Joe Nemechek starting for the injured Johnny Benson. 43-car field. Kevin Grubb was the only driver who missed the field. He was 37th fastest, but no provisionals for that new Rick Goodwin team.
And Mike, because Joe Nemechek is a substitute driver, he did not qualify the 10 car. He will have to go to the rear, as well as Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart, for their engine changes.
And we got to remember now, that 10 car was really fast in happy hour. They had a great car. He was the quickest car in practice. So, and he likes Richmond. He'll run well here tonight. Just needs to get a break early on. Don't get any trouble. Which could be said for all those guys that got to drop to the back, because it's going to be a little tense here for a lap or two.
But you know, Darrell, we go to Talladega, we talk about give and take. We go to Bristol, we talk about give and take. But based on the Busch race last night and knowing the conditions this racetrack, yeah, you can run 3 wide down this front straightaway, but there has to be give and take getting into turn 1, just like getting into turn 3.
Well, it's like anything else you do, Larry. You don't want to be the one to give. That's the problem. And so you go down there, it's like playing chicken. You listen. I can hear that guy beside me. Is he going to let out that throttle? He going to let out that throttle? And if he does, you're fine. If he doesn't, raw.
We have a caution flag.
Of note, the 2-point leaders, Marlin and Busch, starting way back in rows 18 and 19. Let's go to Steve Burns.
Hey, Mike, as you said a minute ago, Rusty Wallace has 6 wins on this racetrack, and his numbers here are just flat amazing. In 36 starts, he's led 24 of those races for over 3,000 laps. A year ago, he led both races for exactly 276 laps. But you know what? He hasn't won here since 1997, and he said before the race, I don't care about all those laps led. I just want to win here tonight.
Thanks, Steve. These laps are considered pace laps, and they are not counting. They have not put the field under a green-yellow condition as they occasionally do.
And what Rusty was doing was he's heating up his tires. He's moving that steering wheel. That wiggles those tires just enough, get those low air pressures, get a little pressure built up there so he won't be all the way down on pressure when he takes off.
Matt?
Mike, in the first 5 of his 7 seasons at Robert Yates Racing, Dale Jarrett had never used a provisional to start a Winston Cup race, but in the past 2 years, he's had to use 5, including tonight, where he officially will start 39. To make matters worse, DJ is on his backup car after crashing his primary in practice on Friday, but he couldn't pick a better racetrack to try to bounce back from some bad luck. 2 wins here and 9 top 10s. His average finish, 7th. To Dick Berggren.
Well, we all got here about mid-morning, and this place is already teeming with race fans, even though the race wasn't set to start until 7 o'clock tonight. During the rain, the grandstand was virtually empty, and you kind of wonder, would folks stick around? Let me tell you what, this place is packed. I don't know where they all went and how they stayed dry, but these fans are here, they're ready for a race, and so are we.
Well, Dick, there was such a traffic jam getting in here, they probably couldn't get out. All right, the back half of the field that has been released by the second pace car, and now everybody's formed up, but the jet dryers are still hard at work along the pit road. They have the inside half of the pit lane pretty dry, but the outside half, Darrell, looks like still needs a little work.
Yeah, they're going to keep blowing down, putting those blow dryers down there. But you know what I always say, Mike, and you know this true. It's the truth. We got to get these cars running so we can get that vortex working. Get that hot air blowing up off these race cars, circling up into the sky. It'll open up the stars, and the moon will be shining right above us. I mean, if you're an old racer like I am, look at that. You can see it. This is all vortex over in here.
You get that heat column of air working, and it keeps the rain away.
Yeah, it works.
All right, tonight's weather and race analysis is brought to you by Richmond Ultra. 43 cars, as we've said, will race 400 laps. And Larry, that pit window, you could do this on 3 pit stops with no cautions.
Yes, you could. I mean, tires are pretty important here. Normally the fuel window is not an issue, but we've seen, Darrell, in the middle part of this race before where they finally settle down that we may see some long green runs.
Well, right now what NASCAR is doing is they're talking to the drivers. The crew chiefs are talking to the drivers. Everybody's asking them what they think about the racetrack. I got to believe that the track is in pretty darn good shape. It's dry all the way around. The apron even looks pretty good. So I'd say we're going to go green here for long, guys.
Just look at this weather here. Look at 49 degrees. You heard a lot of the drivers and teams that we interviewed, they tested up here in the 90s. That's 50-something degrees cooler.
It's kind of like wasting a test, wasn't it?
We've got 61-degree track temperature. The track temperature at 91 degrees was probably up in the 120s or 130s.
After last night, you really think there's going to be a long period with no cautions?
If we don't have any give and take.
Don't you go there, Mike. That's my job. Oh. that's my. I keep asking, why do you keep doing that? We know we're going to have a caution. I love it, though, Larry. I love it. I love the way you keep me in tow over here.
One of these days, my fuel mileage strategy.
I can't wait. I'm going to be so excited when it works out the way you want it to.
In a couple of weeks, we'll be at a fuel mileage track.
Yeah, Charlotte to 600. That's long greens.
Pocono, Michigan.
All right, the word from race control is in about 5 laps we should be ready.
You know, one thing that's really helping this racetrack as well, you talk about your vortex. Another thing that's happening is the heat from these 43 race cars. That exhaust system about 3 inches off the ground, putting heat in this racetrack all the way around.
Now, if you missed last night's Hardee's 250 for the Busch Series cars, 11 caution flags, a record for here, and a record number of cars failed to finish the race. And every retiree save one was due to contact with the wall or another car. It was, to be polite about it, a wreck fest last night.
It was, and it started off that way. I mean, from the very get-go, they went in the first turn, they were 5 wide, and guys know they can't do that. But again, you're fighting for track position. I mean, not so much first, second, or third, but just to get down in line because there is no outside groove. And if somebody nerfs you a little bit, get out of here.
And Darrell, we talked about turn 1 here being that sucker hole.
Oh yeah, you can see this great big old wide. Look at this front straightaway here, folks. That sucker's wide. You can go down in that corner right there, 5 wide. But guess what happens when you get down there? Only one comes out.